Let's go. I feel like we won our first game in 7 weeks. That's how I feel right now.
I feel pretty. It makes me feel better in Ryan Poles because
yes, it makes you feel like you trust him maybe a little bit, you know,
because it was very concerning. Let's just jump right into this, guys. I know we're a little late, but we have jobs.
Yes.
The Bears fired Matt Eberflus this morning. They fired him, and they made him talk to the media. They made him talk to the media before they fired him.
I saw something on Barstool. It was hilarious where they were like, Big Cat was like, "You sick pervert McCaskey," making him do that interview and then firing him.
It's usually cruel to do that. But the fact that he kept doubling down on his mistakes, that he was right after week after week, I think they said, hey, let's just see what he does here. And then he did it again.
Yeah.
And because he was talking about how I'm going to San Francisco.
Well, yeah, you are. I'm planning for San Francisco. Not only that, but the fact that he was like, those penalties, that final drive really hurt us. So you're putting blame on the players again, when they started that drive on their own 1 yard line.
And there was a fantastic, they were doing things right.
It was a great drive.
So it's disgusting. Obviously, let's just so first off, that game had a lot of mistakes, a bad challenge again.
Yeah. Terrible first half, by the way.
Terrible. I won't put that on Eberflus.
And we're going to get more into the game details on our next episode. It's going to be Thursday. It's going to be different. Everyone's seeing this.
Let's just break it down here. We can get quick through here.
All right, let's do it real quick.
Because next week we're going to be all about the Niners. And
That's true. That's true.
I mean, there's not a lot to talk about. The first half got our ass kicked.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I saw a joke that said Shabuzi was on the field longer than
I know.
The Bears
2 first downs in the first half, which that's not fully on Eberflus. That was just a collective bad for the whole team.
They ran the ball almost the entire time, and we had 2 3 and outs or whatever it was.
It was ugly. But that
brutal.
Second half, Caleb Williams and Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, the offensive line was fine. They were dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yep. Everything was clicking.
And then the final drive, they're going. They kind of pass interference, call that whatever. But they were driving. They got down to like decent field goal range where you thought we could go for the win. And then they took that sack that he had no time for. And with 32 seconds left, and you have a timeout.
I think it was even more, dude. I think it was like 36.
It might have been 36, and you had the time. You could have let that clock come down to at least 20 seconds and called a timeout. You could tell it was a mess.
It was terrible. I was so confused. I was at my parents' house watching it.
Same.
Me and my dad were watching it, and he said right away, he's like, "Why aren't they calling timeout?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're probably wanting the clock to tick down a little bit there." And then you see Caleb like changing the play, and you're like, "All right, what's going on?" And then you're like, "Okay, it's getting too low. Like, call timeout now." And then they still didn't. So what I didn't know is, which correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard Caleb put it into perspective for me. He called a timeout earlier in that drive, and apparently your quarterback is only allowed to call timeout once.
Don't think that's a rule.
We got to look into it. Stat guy.
Don't think that's a rule. I've seen Tom Brady and them get up and call timeout multiple times in the game. So I don't think that's a rule.
Is it a game? Is it per drive? Is it?
I don't think. I think you get 3 timeouts. All I know is a defensive coordinator. Only one I can call is the head coach. So I don't know, but
anyway, regardless, he doesn't call timeout. But at first I was a little mad at Caleb. But you're a rookie quarterback. You're trying to get your guys to the line. as fast as you can. You're trying to call in the play. You're listening to the play come in. As the head coach, you have to take a timeout there. I don't know what Eberflus was doing there. And then the camera goes to him when the ball, clock's at 0, and it's just no reaction.
And what makes it worse is this isn't the first time. It's every game now where there's a blunder at the very end.
Yes, that's the biggest thing is if this was just one time, whatever. But there's always something he does to sabotage us, dude.
This is why he should be fired. And based off stats alone is all he really needs. He's got the 12th, I think I saw 12th worst winning percentage in history of NFL. He's 217th out of 229. He hasn't won a road game on a Sunday. That's embarrassing.
That's pathetic.
What else? What was his final record as a whole?
Oh my God, so bad.
It's way
granted he did have a rebuild to work with.
Yeah, but didn't get better. Year 1, fine. Last year they went 7-10. This year you might be worse than 7-10 with a better team. And
I'm reading into that rule. I think I'm right, by the way.
You got a rookie quarterback, and he is starting to play. Here's a couple stats though your way. I don't know if you've seen them or not.
Yeah.
It's been 6 games. The Bears haven't thrown an interception. Caleb hasn't thrown an interception in 6 games?
Yeah, it's like 200 something attempts.
They haven't won a game during that time.
Right.
Things are good.
Crazy
to
me.
Won.
Crazy to me.
Another stat. Bears have won 4 games?
Yeah.
They're 4-8.
Yeah.
They have a positive differential. Point differential. Positive. They're 4-8. This is the first time, Jimmy, since 1955 that somebody has a positive point differential with 4 wins or less.
Yep.
Because every game is 3 points. It's less than a score, and it's the last. So minus the Cardinals and Patriots, which the Cardinals were hot. Patriots game is no excuse.
No, you should have beat the.
You got beat down.
Yeah. Right. You didn't just lose. You bent over for that team.
Washington, they had a timeout remaining. You called a bad play. You saw that Tyreek Stevenson wasn't involved in the play. You had a timeout to use.
Yeah.
You don't get those back. Use them. You had that game. Then the crappy 2 games. Then the Packers, you let just a blunder there. You could have made a shorter field goal where you could do whatever trajectory. Then the field goal gets blocked.
Also, in all these games, the amount of terrible challenges that you've lost as well.
He hasn't won one. I don't think they're dumb.
Yeah.
Then you play Green Bay. Or not Green Bay, you played Minnesota, and then the very same thing happened. You let another field goal get blocked, and then I won't necessarily blame. I think he had a bad challenge in Minnesota, but I think the game was just lucky from their point.
The
defense got worse though. The defense was letting big plays,
and that's the big thing is you always were able to make that excuse of Flus has that defense rolling over there, so you put up with his bad calls here and there. You can live with it a little bit. But now the defense is losing them games. You know what I mean?
He duked us. They got us on Hard Knocks. They made Matt Eberflus very likable. Yep. And I'm sure he's a good dude. I'm not going to go personal.
His wife tricked us with the beard and the hair.
Good haircut.
Every time I see that crap now, I want to just take a razor to his face and shave it all.
I have a problem with personally liking somebody, especially if they seem like a good dude. I felt like that way with John Fox, and Matt Nagy at first.
Yeah, you had a boner for Fox.
But Eberflus is a good dude. But my God, he lacks accountability.
Good dudes don't win games.
No, he just everything was just it was the right move. How dare you say that? Yeah. You cannot lie to your fans like that. We saw how that game ended. There's no way you go from 36 seconds to 5 seconds and throw a crappy deep pass that had no shot of getting caught and tell me we did the right thing. And then say it again.
Dude, everything you're saying, it makes 120 it's crazy to me that the Bears organization took even this long. They did it. They did it. I just need to relax. They did it. I did not think they were going to do it. And I told two people I would apologize. I owe an apology to my cousin Mike and my brother Jake because I told them both that they were crazy and that the Bears would never fire a coach midseason.
Well, yeah.
Because they said after the Lions game, they said he's absolutely fired. And I said, you guys are both idiots. There's no way in hell you get fired.
Had to. I said it too.
100% he should have. And he deserves it.
And he got it.
I thought, no way. In my defense, 100+ year history of the Chicago Bears, it's never happened.
The only guy that probably really should have, Mark Trestman, after those two bad games, the Patriots and Packers on primetime games, he should have got axed that, but they fired him after 2 seasons. Matt Nagy, his last year, was looking pretty damn rough, and there was a time, which this was supposed to be that time of that year. Remember, I think it was after Thanksgiving. That the rumor was he was going to be let go, and they let him finish the year out. I mean, I thought Matt Nagy would for sure been fired midseason, but it just wasn't to this level, though. Like how the level of incompetent. Like Nagy's problem was the offense was just ugly and ugly and ugly.
Yeah,
this is just. I mean,
it's brutal.
Every game ends with a coaching blunder, is what it feels like.
And that's the thing is, I don't think we've ever had as many losses due to coaching as we have had this season. Most times you could put it on the players and be like, oh, the players did this wrong, or they did
quarterback
that wrong,
threw a pick at the end.
Yeah, they did something to F up the game, which ideally the players would be the ones that control the game. But like me and you have said time and time again, Matt Eberflus has sabotaged this team one too many times. And credit to Bears ownership for finally, being able to make that call and say, hey, we got to make a change right now. Also, do you agree with Thomas Brown being the interim head coach?
I was just going to say, we can't let him off the hook either.
I agree.
That ending also falls on him. That he needs to be a little more prepared because it is his offense.
Yeah. I'm a little worried with the transition here because he did go from QB coach or QB.
Yeah, I said what a whirlwind. Went from passing coordinator,
to
offensive coordinator,
head
coach in 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm a little worried with the transition there because he's obviously got to be on the sideline to be head coach, right?
I don't.
So it's like, okay, are you gonna keep calling the offense, or are you handing those duties over to somebody else? So I'm a little worried about that.
He's been an assistant head coach before. I think he's probably the most prepared. I'm just gonna say this now. I mean, I'm happy that they made him interim, and it's gonna be an audition, a 5-week audition for him. I'm ready for a whole new staff.
I was gonna say, I think you got a clean house.
I mean, I wish him success, even if he goes 5-0.
Yeah.
I
think you got a clean house. I'm on the same page.
Fine, but it's fine good enough.
No, we're as Chicago fans, we are used to just fine, and
and that's why we got Caleb over Justin. We were going to switch from just fine to better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's clearly better.
And they made the moves to be better. They have the roster to do it. Now you need some coaches in place to guide this team to some wins.
Who are you looking? Are you wanting Thomas Brown, or is there a guy you're looking at that you really want?
No, I have nothing against Thomas Brown. I think he makes a good assistant coach. I don't want him as my head coach. So many people are saying they want Vrabel. I get it. I get the appeal. But if a lot of people are saying, I know me and you have talked on it the past few episodes, I really want Shanahan.
I don't find that realistic. And if it does happen, get him. But I don't.
That's the thing is I don't think he's going to be fired, or I don't think he's going to leave.
No, I'm upset with you now because I'm one of the people out there saying, give me Mike Vrabel. I want him immediately.
I see the appeal. I do. But I feel like you're going to get yourself into a situation where you have another defensive coach.
No, he played offense. He has some offense.
I don't know.
So here's the thing, Jimmy. You don't need your head coach to be an offensive minded. It's about trusting him to get the right staff to put them in the best places to win. He had the best record in football with Ryan Tannehill. I think they were the 1 seed once, and they also took out the Ravens without a stud quarterback. Now, let's be real. Caleb Williams is better than Ryan Tannehill.
I'm just saying that if we got who I wanted originally, we wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Who'd you want?
Harbaugh.
Yes, Harbaugh is great because he protects his quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yep. He will run the ball. He will put you in safe.
Herbert
spots.
would probably still be on this team if we drafted or if we got Harbaugh. But I mean,
his play calling is just tremendous. Like, he's got a worse roster than what Brandon Staley had, and yet he's like 4 games better than with the worst roster. They have
I like the Chargers this year. They got some fight in them.
No,
they need to get rid of Quentin Johnston.
they're not even close to being great yet. They got rid of a lot of people. They didn't pick up anybody yet, so they're beginning their process.
Yeah, they'll be good. They'll be fine. That's what I want, though, man. I want someone to lead this team.
Yes, Vrabel is like that. He's got the grit. He's got the toughness. He's got command of a locker room, which we know Eberflus did not have. Vrabel's got command. He's got
Bill Belichick goes to the Bears tomorrow and says, "I want that job." What do you?
I don't want Belichick. I had to talk to somebody about that earlier today. His resume is his resume, but I want someone that's going to be there for at least 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And Belichick's probably got 3-4 years left, and who knows? He's already mid-70s.
3-4 years left in football.
It could be either way. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect him, but he's 74 years old.
I was a little I was trying not to laugh, but I'm like, in football or in life?
I get the Ben Johnson love, and I get the Joe Brady.
I like
love.
Johnson.
I like Ben Johnson too. Then I said something. Then when you start seeing everything else, it makes sense because I was like, I'm kind of scared of another brand new coach.
I think that's the thing too, man. Is I think we keep going the brand new coach route, right? I think we keep going with the brand new coach route, and we keep missing. You know what I mean?
But then you see, because listen to this. These are all first-time coaches: LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell, Dan Campbell, McDaniels.
Yeah.
Well, Campbell, I found out that this isn't his.
There's the thing, though. They're hitting. We're missing.
Zach, I think Taylor from the Bengals, McVay.
Damn, dude. Is there anyone right now that currently holds a coaching job other than Shanahan that you suspect to get fired that you would be interested in?
McCarthy's going to probably get fired. I don't want him, though.
Hell no. That would be brutal.
I'm trying to think of who else is on the hot seat.
My brother said something earlier, and I would be because he was in the running last year, and I'd be pissed if we got him. Huh?
Kingsbury?
No. I actually don't know if I would mind that.
I like him as a coordinator, but how he ended in Arizona made me think he wasn't ready.
Yeah, and maybe he's ready now.
But I know here's one. I don't know if we get fired. I like Brian Dable. I think he could coach. I think we talked about this before.
I think he's a bad leader. I don't think he's a leader.
Who do you say? Robert Saleh?
Jim Caldwell.
I forgot. We interviewed him.
We interviewed him last year, and it was between, I think, him and Eberflus, wasn't it?
3 years ago, yeah. It was Caldwell. I think we interviewed Dable, but the Giants liked him.
Dude,
I would,
at the end of the day, for the record, I would be completely fine with having Vrabel. I really would.
Vrabel's the best.
It's not option. Who I want, but I would be fine with it. I wouldn't lose sleep if you told me to start the year.
Well, my whole thing is he's got the leadership.
Yeah. Oh, and he's going to be a no excuse kind of guy too. Like,
because that's
if
the
you
problem.
Fuck up, your ass is getting benched.
Eberflus and Nagy lacked accountability. It was always they like Nagy would not change the offensive scheme. Remember, and it wasn't working until the very last whatever he got rid of the play calls.
We got to know the whys.
You got to know the whys. It never did. And then
never did.
And then Eberflus is always saying, "We made the right choice." Well, you didn't.
Yeah. If our next head coach comes in and gives me any of this bullshit of I got the hits principle or we got to know the whys or we just got to look at it and if I hear any of that bullshit, oh my. Another reason I don't think Vrabel is going to be head coach is the McCaskies hate that kind of.
Vrabel comes in, it's his room, it's his place. He's got the bell.
I don't think the McCaskies are going to like that.
I don't even care.
Virginia's going to roll over.
Need it. Vrabel, Ben Johnson. I don't know his personality well, but if you're into that Campbell tree, I like it. Who else is it? Joe Brady? Joe Brady got Josh Allen looking good because you remember what was it last year? They fired the guy. Joe Brady took over, and that built.
That would make me. That's a hire that would make me nervous as well.
Brady. Then those are the top favorites.
I hear Nagy's going to be available.
I mean, it started off good. I think what happened with Nagy, on the other hand, I take Nagy.
Started off real good.
Nagy's a better head coach than Eberflus.
With what? See, that's so hard because
look at the record.
Eberflus did have a terrible roster. Not this year.
But Nagy had some command and things were going good. He had it loose and fun there. He had Club Dub. He had everything feeling fun there.
I also hate to say it. Also hate to be this guy, but I think if you're the next coach, you got to get rid of Club Dub and you got to kill that.
Well, Club Dub's gone. It's been gone.
Nope, they still dance in the locker room after wins.
Swag surfing's been gone.
Oh, by the way, about swag surfing, I get so pissed because it got so popular this year because the Chiefs started doing it.
The Bears.
You know what team started it? The Bears. Oh,
Bears
yeah.
2018.
So what happened was the Bears started that crap.
Well, Nagy's in Kansas City, so that's why.
Well, and then the Falcons. It got big with the Falcons because Cousins was like, "Oh yeah, you swag and you surf or whatever." Dude, I was so mad because I was like, "This is a Bears thing." Like
that Club Dub was so fun. They were 12-4. It was working.
Dude.
It was unexpected, and Nagy was fine. He just would not adjust, and it killed him at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because he thought his play it was his.
He also got a little. He would get too cute with his calls.
He got arrogant.
He got a little. And now Ben Johnson does the same thing, but Ben Johnson's works.
Yeah, Ben Johnson actually almost cost the Lions the game.
He made some stupid calls.
He's just like, we're not going to run the ball anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Also, though, having what's his name? Penny Sewell. No, Penny Sewell.
Oh, that
take the snap and
so that was early in the game when they were beating our butts.
But it didn't work, and it was like
I took that as they don't respect you.
That's exactly how I took it too.
At that time, they were right. I felt it because remember against the Cowboys, they did the same thing to the Cowboys, except all those plays worked.
Yeah,
they're like, we don't care. We're gonna disrespect and that's why I like Dan Campbell. He's not a sissy that's not scared to run up the points. He'll run up the points and say, "Hey, we want to stop you. We want to take everything out of you." That's what coach I want. I want a Belichick. I want a Campbell. Yep. Now I'm not saying I want Belichick now, but back when he was with the Patriots in those good old days, he would like put up 50 on you and not think twice about it.
Oh man, dude, it's such a weird feeling because
well, the season's a dud now. It's over. And
the Chicago Bears.
You never said who you were going to pick.
I thought you said something about bacon. I was like, that's
bacon and beer.
Bacon beer. If I had to pick right now, today, I would say I want Ben Johnson. I know it comes with the risk. You obviously don't know how he's going to perform as a head coach. It's what the Chicago Bears do, these new coaches, and then we're usually good at missing on them. But if I had to dude, it's so tough. First of all, if Shanahan's available, I want Shanahan.
That's what he said.
Yeah, if he's not available,
and I think I agree with that as well. Shanahan. I just don't think it's realistic.
Yeah, I would not mind Vrabel though, although I feel like it's not the right fit, but. I'm okay. I wouldn't lose sleep over that.
He's got the Chicago tough mentality.
He does. I like it. I still can't believe. It sucks because it's happy times right now as far as getting rid of Eberflus and them doing something we thought they would never do. But there's a part of me that's just really still like down in the dumps.
Well, is it because? Let's be honest, because there could be 3 firings mid-season, all in the same season. White Sox fire Griffall mid-season.
Yeah, we're going through it over here on this podcast. Sucks.
there's no reason why the Bulls just can't fire Billy Donovan mid-season.
My God, I know. That's another coach who probably has to go.
And he's got talent. It's just not good. And then obviously the Cubs. I mean, Craig Counsell's first year was okay. They might be the only one that has a decent coach right now. Because Craig Counsell's good, but
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, let's rephrase that. I know it's not. We're not talking about the Cubs. Craig Counsell is overrated. He's okay.
He's probably one of the better Chicago coaches.
I mean, if you're comparing it currently, easily. I don't know who the Blackhawks coach is.
There's no competition.
Who's the Blackhawks coach?
What's his name? Richardson. Who's not winning any games.
That's not his fault.
It kind of is.
The roster's not there yet.
Sorry.
But it's been a rough go around, but Bears.
Yeah, I mean it's there's not one coach. Who's the Chicago Sky coach?
They fired her too. Yes, Angel Reese wasn't happy about them firing her.
What was her name?
I don't remember, but they fired her.
Wasn't it like a big coach?
I don't know many coach. I know one coach, and that's the UConn's coach.
Huh.
But to wrap it up here,
yeah,
Bears have to nail this next hire. It's important. Caleb Williams is in his rookie contract. Yep. He wasted year one. He looks good. That's a positive.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, another playbook's gonna be thrown his way, unless it's Thomas Brown. But Thomas Brown, I mean, maybe he can make a believer in all of us. But I just think I want something new.
Yeah, we need something new, for sure. Honestly, Chicago needs the Bears to do well. Okay, we don't have much going on elsewhere. We need the Bears. Like you said, I hope for good things. I hope for good things. For those who made it this far, thank you for tuning into this emergency episode. This podcast sucks. If you haven't followed, please follow on all platforms. YouTube,
9 away
Spotify,
from the
Facebook.
big 100.
9 away, and you get your Hot Ones episode. Me and Preston will do it in person. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait for it. I'm counting, man. I'm looking at that number. I'm looking at it.
Just the 150, and I'll be the new head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Yes, and then I will be Preston's sidekick who gets him water.
I thought you were going to be my new OC. I'm like, I didn't prove that yet.
No, I don't want that pressure on me, man. Hell no. But yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. Subscribe, and share and like.
Heck yeah, Bears are moving in the right direction. Peace out.
Bye-bye.